boy, patch notes time. Nerfs, Ekko, Yasuo, returning cosmetics, cool, new content, events, dual emotes, about time, attract mode, oh, like arcades, cool. Let's see here. Welcome. In this patch, we're decreasing the power level of the top half of the meta by adjusting overloaded portions of their kits. The most substantial hits were to Ekko and Yasuo, with Ahri and Warwick receiving some smaller adjustments. Fair. Hopefully they cook that damn overhead a little bit. I don't think they'll take it away from him completely, but just enough to make him think about it. I'm cool with. Let's see here. Our goal isn't to just apply nerfs. We're taking a measured approach to changes so that we can see where champions are as their weaknesses become more defined and buff their strengths accordingly. Fair. That was good. System changes. Core gameplay. Let's see here. Make some changes. We'll smooth out the edges and bugs that affected our core system mechanics. We'll continue to clean up happy birthday consistency and see how those changes land with each patch. Cool. Core gameplay assist and point hitboxes will now be closer during happy birthdays. No more falling out of my freaking combos. Yes. Beautiful. That was mad annoying. Like punching on assist characters when you need to kill them, and them falling out or being pushed away because the hit stop is kind of annoying. Frame data cleanup. We've cleaned up the startup, active, and recovery states across the entire roster. This list is long and nitty gritty, and you can feel free to skip over it unless you're a data nerd. That would be me. TLDR is that getting an interrupt or a punish should now be more consistent across all champions. Okay, that's fine. So like, that's fine. I probably won't read all this. I agree with them. We'll skip because we're still making a video here. Bug fixes. Fix the bug where jump cancel after launch sometimes track the assist instead of the point champion. Yeah. Yes, this happened to me quite a bit before. Juggernaut fixed a bug that made advantage on eject vary between champions. Fixed the bug to prevent champions using Juggernaut from canceling super attacks into each other. Cool. Sidekick fixed an issue where Ekko and Sidekick equipped could replay during his assist champion super assist. Man, I should have tried Ekko and freaking Sidekick. Anti-airs fixed the collision pills of the fallen champions when they perform 2H. Ahri, Braum, Darius, Ekko, Illaoi, Jinx, Vi, Warwick, and Yasuo. This should make anti-air more consistent for most of the cast. Hopefully that means when you jump and you track them better and the move doesn't throw them across. Like, it'd be annoying when you anti-air someone and like they go back, go behind you or some shit like that. And you jump up forward and it's like, how'd you get behind me, bro? Yeah, like that's kind of annoying. Especially in like super tense situations when you actually get a good anti-air and like they just fly away. Like that's just kind of whack. So that's good they fixed this. Assist, hitting an opponent after they perform a freestyle assist now causes the proper 6-second assist cooldown. Cool. Fix the bugs with push assist that apply blocks them from subsequent attacks incorrectly. Okay, interesting. Fix an issue where tag launcher would launch point and assist champions to different heights. Yes, thank you. Break, fix a bug that caused the wall bounce from blocking an opponent's break to be interrupted by another attack hitting on the same frame. Never had that happen to me. Fix a bug that caused assist champions to retain collision after free break. Don't think I've seen that happen. Not to say these things don't exist, but I haven't encountered that myself. Fix a bug that unexpectedly shortened the wall bounce position after blocking a break when the assist was on screen. I've had that happen before, but I didn't think much of it. Fix an issue where using Fury Break with Juggernaut. Sorry. The solo fuses, sorry, they just don't really matter to me. But that's good. Fix a bug that caused an unintended break meter gain when using break to escape Illaoi's. Okay, that's cool. Lemon Strike, fix a bug to prevent Lemon Strike from consistently awarding super meter and break bonuses. So when you kill them, yeah, that happened to me, but that happens to me a lot. You Lemon Strike like crazy with Ekko, and sometimes you'll kill a character and Lemon Strike and not get the reward. Meter, fix a bug that caused meter loss when canceling into a super active opponent. Point champion was already KO'd. Yeah, that's happened to me quite a bit. Didn't know it was a bug, but we take that, save a meter for using super when you think it's like when you think it's gonna kill, when you think it's not gonna kill, but you use super anyway. It's like, all right, cool, pop super, and then you burn the meter. They die before they get hit by super, and the animation goes off. I'm cool with that. That's actually a good change. Parry, fixed a bug that prevented parry from buffering properly when performed after H attack. Okay. Throws, fix an issue preventing throw attacks during handshake tag screen freeze. This seems like something that's abusable at top level that maybe people weren't talking about. Training mode, fix an issue where resetting immediately before a throw cause bots to break the rules of fighting games and actually block throws. Sick. Never encountered that, but that's cool. Fix an issue with the after first hit option. Good. Fix an issue where super meter would not refill with auto. Thank God. I needed to fix that. Back rise, forward rise, ground tech for bots will now track the champion position. That is true. Sometimes when their body gets turned around, you pick back and it rolls them forward. You pick forward, it rolls them backwards. That was an annoying one. Cool. Starting a recording in training mode no longer clears the input history. That's fine too. Still waiting for when the character tech rolls, you can set it to press a button. I don't think you need to use record and playback on that one. Like every other fighting game is like, okay, they tech roll, they can press a button, I'll wake up. Cause like it's an extra step that in a lot of ways I don't mind it. That's like old school fighting game shit, but like we're in 2026. That personal opinion, that should be in the game. Cause already it works well. Like when you like don't like what's it called? When you don't press, we set the dummy to not roll, and then you press an attack, they can wake up and do that. But not when they tech roll. Seems like why? Like that should just be there. That's just me being completely objective. You guys know I love this game, but that should be there because there are times in the game where like, I swear to you, man, like if I just knew that this was a meaty and I didn't have to worry about missing a throw at this point, then I can opt for either or and make the throw potent instead of having to like, I think this might hit and then I'm wrong. Because there's plenty of times I'll dash up and press a jab that looks like it's going to be meaty, or press a medium that's going to probably be meaty, and then just whiff. I just die. I'm like, all right, cool. So just to cut back on like an extra step in training mode, just to be able to practice tech roll meaties would be nice, because people still, even though you can't practice it with the training mode with the dummy to do it, yeah, you can record it, but like people still will get up and mash regardless. So having the ability to do that would be so much nicer. I'm harping on it because it's important to me. I can't say the same for everyone else, but to me, being able to punish a tech roll button with the meaty would, again, it's there if you training mode record it, but it should just be an option. It should just be there. And I say that because why it's kind of frustrating for me is because it does it in the air. So it's like if you can do the recording, if you can do the what's it called? If you could set it after a hit and they like in the air, you set it to a button, they tack and swing it with a button. Why not why not on the ground? That makes no sense. Or that's incredibly frustrating. Anyway, that's just me. That's the only extra change I want in training mode. That would be it. Just that one extra dot. I'm gonna pray. This is only like one patch, and Akali not here yet. So hopefully when Akali comes out, they do that. Anyway, champion adjustments. All right. Queen Bee not getting nerfed. I'm calling it now. Queen Bee. Ahri is performing very well, but not so much that we need to drastically alter her game plan, of course. We're addressing some of her strongest neutral tools, specifically Air 2H and S1 Super. These moves will still be just as strong offensively, but will be easier for opponents to interact with. Fine. Nerfs. I called HP nerfs were coming. All right, 950 to 925. All right. Down L is now -2 on block instead of -1. Makes sense. That's very minor, but I know why they did it. Like her stagger pressure is already good, so like that's kind of good in the sense that you open up another frame gap, because either you do jab into H or down jab into H, bigger frame gap. So it seems like a nerf, but it's better for frame trapping. It's fine. That's actually a buff in my opinion. Mid-air 2H, custom hurt box is larger so you can hit it easier. Fine, it's fair. That button's already pretty wild. S1 Super now dissipates when parried. Fair, needed to happen. Mid-air down S1 block stun has been reduced by 4 frames. Her air fireball. All right, that's the middle ground. They didn't want to cook it to the point to where if it whiffs, she can't do anything about it. All right, fair. So it's not as plus on block. That's fair. I think that's fine. And even then for offense, you need an assist to make it more substantial. All right, that's cool. That's fair. When tagged out, Spirit Rushes any direction can no longer be canceled into midair S2. So they took away the puppet from Spirit Rush into Air S2 spin. So she can't do that no more. That's fine. They already have, like, she already has other mix-ups she can do despite that. That's cool that she could do it before, but For mix-up purposes, it's gone, and probably for some combos, it's gone too. So some of the conversions will be cooked, but she's still ultimately untouched. The air fireball change is probably the biggest change to me. Like, I just started learning Ahri, and none of these changes really like affected me. Even the HP nerf isn't really that like big of a deal. I think 925 is probably going to be the biggest adjustment to me personally. I'm assuming if Ahri got 925, Ekko probably got that shit too. So I think they're trying to do this to make it in line with like maybe some of the bigger bodies being able to catch them and make it count. And like it's more emergent for them. I don't know how I feel about the HP nerfs because like, then again, I guess because of speedsters, especially her in particular, she can potentially 2-tap you. So it kind of puts it in line, but like I've been hit by so many like dastardly combos by all these players that play this game. And I'm like, I don't know if an HP nerf was really good here, personally. Not because I don't think that she doesn't deserve it or the speedsters don't deserve it, but like I question if that's okay if the other big bodies are not losing HP. Because if I read that the big bodies aren't losing HP too, it's like, all right, I get it. Make them more squishy, but some of the big bodies could lose some HP. They could start to lose some HP if that's the case. It's not that I don't want them to be good, but like, come on. Stop getting characters nerfed. I don't know, man. We'll see. But okay, that's alright. Blitzcrank, bet this. No change. Ready? Of course. Cool. Bug fixes, whatever. Braum. Also no change. Ready? Of course. Why change it? I've been saying he's already good as is. Cool. Caitlyn. Man. I'm gonna take the bat and swing here. Hold on. I'm gonna swing again. So far I'm 2 for 2. Okay, so what I do know already about Cait, and I'm gonna guess they already done it here in this patch. They probably took away the S1 super to tag shit. Most likely. That's about it, I'm guessing. I see. Some of these bugs allow Caitlyn to do some really disgusting things. With these removed, we'll keep an eye on where her spot in the meta. Okay, let's see where she falls. Charge midair down S1 flow direction no longer changes depending on the side. Okay, fix the bug where enticing trap would trigger while the opponent was invulnerable. Okay, cool. I wonder if that means a tech roll. Fix the rare bug where enticing trap would force the opponent to face the opposite direction, creating unblockable setups. I've seen that. It does? Okay. So make sure I got my stuff right. So if they tech roll, it doesn't go off, right? Like if you missed like all her Oki setups. Okay, cool. That's actually good. Okay. Now the facing the turn the opposite way, yeah, I've had that happen before. In training mode, I was like, wait, that shit works? I don't know it created unblockables. I thought it was still the same. Oh, if they roll on top of it, it will trigger. Okay, got it. Makes sense. Okay, ultimate frame advantage on hit has been increased. That's good. Okay. If they roll past it, it won't. Okay, cool. Got it. Ultimate frame advantage. That's fire. She needed that. She actually needed that. Plus 24, plus 30. That lets her like actually set up like a dash meter or something like that. Maybe not something super substantial, but like something that's like you'd have to think about it. Which is good. Activating back assist twice in a row no longer causes a wall bounce on hit reaction. I didn't even know that was a thing. I ain't gonna lie, I thought Cait and 2x assists was pretty poop. But this is cool. Activating forward assist twice in a row will no longer incorrectly trigger wall bounce in edge cases. Cool. Fix a bug that allowed Caitlyn to perform assist actions. Yeah, that made sense. She had double down without having double down no matter what mode she was in. Even though you can still do it in double down, but it costs you the thing. Fix sound effects on Caitlyn's intro animation and champions tab. Okay, cool. Well, the trap change is good. That already makes her better. And the bug fix to the super made sense. Like, I knew that was gonna get cooked. That's why I didn't practice it. Darius. Bleed? Hold on. Nah, it wouldn't make sense to cook his puppet, right? Maybe it's bleed stuff. Let me see. Darius. Darius isn't perceived as a top tier champion, but we're adding a gap to forward S2, S2. Fair. Oh, I'll take that. Thank God. He had way too much guaranteed chip damage. It took that away as a true block string that applied bleed, removed defensive options, and could be performed while tagged out. This move was too strong. Yeah. So his puppet ability was there. That was strong. I ain't gonna hold you. They reduced the block stun. Okay, yeah. So it's like it's what, 2-frame gap? Based on what this is. Gives you 2-frame gap to parry if you know, and you can react. Cool. He already has enough shit. Like the charge, was it charge S2? Right? The hook? That's already strong. But now you also give him the ability to like guarantee a block string, and then in particular somewhere in between time, he has another way to like reel you back in, and he's still plus. So it's like he's not broken, but this does make sense. This gives you it gives you the ability to fight back because he could already puppet that situation. So like now you can. I don't see it as a nerf. This is one of those things that's like, okay, we gave you another layer to like deal with him on defense while he gets another way to like mix you up. So this isn't really a nerf per se. It's more of a skill check. And it helps when dealing with puppet situations. So like if you try to parry during a puppet situation, you can get bodied for it. So like it's more of a layered change. This isn't a nerf. Some might find it a nerf. But when changes like this happen in fighting games, it ends up being more like in line with what I'm saying. Like it could be more of a mix-up opportunity, which it is. So if anything, he just got a little bit more scarier because of this change, in my opinion. Oh, the boy who shattered time. All right, man. I gotta brace myself for this one. Hold on, let me sip my coffee real quick because I feel here's where it's finna go nuts. All right, little mans. Let's see what they did to you, big dog. No more my time. We gonna see. We gonna see. Hey, it's Ekko. It's always his time. You hear me? The boy who shattered time. Let's go. Ekko's Oki and neutral presence has proven to be too strong. Okay. We're reducing his Oki by making down S2 invulnerable, only vulnerable to projectiles, reducing the duration of S2 super, and removing the ability to carry cancel S2 super whenever Ekko has an after image out. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna finish reading and then I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say and then I'm gonna read the rest. We've also done a pass on Ekko's hitboxes to bring them more in line with the rest of the cast, particularly on his aerial suite where midair jump H and RS2 took up too much space. It's fair. I don't think that's unfair. That's fine. Okay. Let me talk about his Oki real quick. Okay. I think roll being invincible only to projectiles is cool because the wake up blue burst, so the wake up attack is a physical. That does kind of hit his Oki in an area where like you'll have to be more creative with it, which in a lot of ways I don't mind because this reminds me of the same shit they did to Chip in Rev 2, and like all the people that did play him, myself included, just figured out other ways to do mix-ups. So that's fine. I don't know if I agree entirely with the duration of the S2 super going down. You get one less chance to use it, but like I think one of my issues with it is like he doesn't gain plus frames if he activates it on his own. He needs an assist to make it plus to be able to set up stuff. So that I felt like that's my little trepidation with it because I've played quite a few install characters in my time and like my time. Teehee. Now I get it, but he doesn't gain plus frames. So I feel like if you're gonna remove that, then I don't know what the compensation things are because I haven't read the rest. But I feel like he's just a hard character to balance. Like if you give him plus frame activation on like anything, then he becomes kind of like he might become a little too crazy. It's kind of like V trigger activations in Street Fighter 5. You do button V trigger and it's like, all right, cool. Or like specific button V trigger, okay, cool. He gets plus frames. He can kind of set up some shit. Maybe that might have to be the way you play him more. You use it with an assist to like set up some plus frames and try to go nuts. But the lob Oki makes sense to cook. I'm not even gonna say it shouldn't. The rewind stuff, that's gonna be probably like I'll just have to think of more ways to be creative with them. But like I'm not gonna say this wasn't warranted because it was bound to happen. I think I just don't agree with like the time reduction, because I feel like there's already some decent like counterplay to it. So, but you know, I guess also his ability to like rewind and kind of stay in your face could be seen as really annoying. So maybe it's just one less chance to do it. So if he had like 5 and he had 4, that makes sense. I'll probably like lab it. But this is a very meticulous change. I'm reading it here at the bottom, right? So increased chrono break consumption while entangled timeline from 15% to 17.25%. Chrono break was extremely powerful on offense. This helps eliminate 1 additional rewind on offense while keeping his combos generally intact. This is tough. I'll have to see it for myself. Well, my guess is this is just turning a lot of the combos that he would have that 1 extra rewind for would probably be like a 1 frame link or some shit like that now, which ups the skill for him. I can see this is one of the things where they're just trying to reduce the scrubbiness. This is a tough one, and I'm sure this might have been a tough decision to make. And like 17.25%, that's, you know, they had to really think about that. So this probably came with a very difficult like way to adjust this. We'll see though. Replay with after image can no longer be carry canceled in the super. Again, something I didn't practice. I knew that I swear to you, I'm a fucking genius. I be knowing this shit's gonna get adjusted, and I don't touch that stuff. You just build bad habits with stuff that you know that's gonna get cooked. And like, sorry y'all, I played too many fighting games, bro. So I know when I have a feeling that something's gonna get cooked, I don't bother with it. And this just further proves my point. It's cool that he had this carry cancel stuff, and like only he had it, like in this regard. But I felt like there was no way this was gonna stay. So again, a thing I'm glad I didn't put stock into. So that's fine. My only real concern is this now. Is the super. That's your super. The role being strike and vol, taking that away is whatever. I could live with that. That's not that big of a deal. Maybe like at that point, I don't know, the iframes for being projectile invul. This helps us neutral a lot against some of the projectile based characters. So like has an updated hurt box. Okay, so this is fine. I think I just need to know what frame is projectile invul. It's most likely not frame 1. If it was frame 1, it'd probably be cheap. So maybe like frame 2 or 3 or some shit like that. So you can have some kind of counterplay to it. But if this helps him against like in my opinion, I'd rather have this to be able to fight Jinx, Teemo, and Caitlyn, all the zoners, having a better way to fight the zoners at the expense of like 1 extra rewind. I could live with that. Because like you got to think about how he interacts with the rest of the roster. And like, I'll take this. I would totally take this. Because that really makes a drastic difference in fighting Teemo. It sucks having to constantly jump and jump and jump and jump and jump. And sure, you could like walk and eat a lot of shit, but I'd rather have another way to like approach. I do think sometimes Ekko's approach can be kind of like heavy risk reward. So I think having this being projectile invul is really good. I'll take it. This doesn't really stop his mix-ups, to be honest with you. That's my thing. This doesn't hurt his overall mix-up. Like you lose the ability to bait the wake-up attack, but that's fine. I think he has other ways that you could do it. And I think I've already experimented with ways you can do rewind away from the wake-up attack, but it'd probably be more spacing peculiar. I'll have to mess with it some more. But they're just basically saying like, learn new Oki. Stop being over-reliant. It was probably a bug anyway, so it's cool. Aerial power. Ekko can no longer block after using air hop. Fair. So you have to completely finish the air dash. That's like Guilty Gear. It is fine. His air hop's pretty fast anyway. They're just opening up ways to hit him, so he's not just dashing and blocking and stuff like that. None of this phases me. Mid-air jump M active frames been reduced from 5 to 3. Fair. Mid-air down H stun has been increased from 22 to 24 frames. That's a good. See, compensation. Fair. Mid-air H, mid-air down H, mid-air S2 charge. Yeah, with after image hitboxes have been reduced and hurt boxes have been adjusted. Fair. Again, these are just things to like reduce scrubby shit. Again, this. I'm not tweaking about this. All this is fair. Like, it's all fair. Wait, did my man? Hold on. There's gotta be, there it is, HP nerf. I thought so. Ahri took HP nerf, of course, we'll take HP nerf. Let's see here. Mid-air S2 sweep was pulling a lot of weight in neutral. We're decreasing the block stun, so that Ekko at least has to commit to super or replay to keep advantage. Fine. Stop. Again, people scrubbing around, jumping around, mashing Helmbreaker, and just, you know what I'm saying, just doing dumb shit. This again, this reminds me of, oh, we nerfed chips, jump J2K and Strive to stop scrubby freaking chip players from using it poorly. Same shit. Nothing so far screams, damn, he's cooked to where you can't play him. It's just now be more creative. I'll take that. The only thing I'm not a fan of is that HP nerf. This feels indirectly like some of these big bodies are finna cook this season, or like this. Why? Because I mean, if this is, you know, there's probably more with the Kali, right? So like, if they're 950, I'd imagine the Kali's 950. I mean, 950, 925, excuse me. I'd imagine the Kali's 925. She's a ninja. Who knows? She might even be 900. Man, let me find out. Let me find out my ninja got less HP than these other two. That just means I gotta be better. I'll deal with it. Anyway, H and down edge hitbox size has been reduced. Sure. Fair. Forward S1 now has a custom hurtbox. Fair. S1 super now fully retracts when parried. Fair. So just like Ahri. So now you can punish it if you parry it. That's fair. None of this stuff screams like he's like cooked to the point to where you can't play him. I'm sure every other person reading these notes that are probably above me in terms of skill will probably, oh, the character's dead. L2P, man. You could do it. Or just pick another character where you don't have to use your brain, and then they'll nerf them back into where you have to use your fucking brain. And then you have to play the game. Just saying. Fixed issue where charged 2H was not anti-air invulnerable and had a hurt box that did not match down H. Okay, thank you. Fixed an issue where mid-air S2 could hit air invulnerable opponents when landing. Fair. Fixing issues that would occasionally cause Ekko to face the wrong direction when replaying out of S2. Thank you. This has happened to me quite a bit. That is annoying. Watching kickflip go the other way. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Fixed a bug that allowed Ekko to replay out of his tag launcher entrance animation. Huh? Did nerf Ekko? No. They said be more creative. They said use your brain. Stop scrubbing out. It's Chip. It's the same shit they did to Chip. They just lower the scrubby shit and just say get good. The character's still gonna be amazing. Like, he's fine. Alright, she's fine. The changes to Ahri and Ekko make perfect sense. Like I said, I just need to see the rewind. Like, after, what's it called? I just need to see what S2 Super looks like now. If it means more of use it on block instead of trying to use it for Oki, I'm cool with that, because I think his S2 Super has got so much utility. I think that's a very much so underexplored option of his kit that people just only use for Oki, when he could be use it for neutral. He can use it for, I think he should be using it probably more often than not, but he has more ways to play now. So it's just be creative. I don't see it as a like super negative. Like I said, same shit as Chip. Illaoi. I have no idea. I don't know what to expect here, you know? But all right. Our Frosty Fountain champion is losing her block string infinite in the corner. That's fine. Her health pool has also decreased much. Thank you. I will take this. Her HP nerf, I'm cool with that. I've been playing against Jason Cole, and Jason Cole plays this character in Blitzcrank, and like Illaoi just be risk, like you lower her risk reward just a tad bit. Cause sometimes I feel like when I get hit by that team, damn, Illaoi really tanked all this damage just for me to like get caught up in like a 2-touch scenario. That's even worse than some of the shit that I can do in some cases, because it's hard to take away from. So like, yeah, this, I'll take Illaoi HP nerf any day of the week. I think she is a bit too tanky. 1025 I think actually suits this character way more. I wouldn't say she deserves average HP, but like just above average, just above it. This is actually okay. And yeah, the block string crap that she had, that was pretty cool. That's fine. That's fine. Jinx, baby girl, you need all the help you can get. We've seen some amazing Jinx tech, but we definitely want to add a little bit more power to her. We have some more buffs for Jinx in the chamber once we see where she lands with the lower overall power level of this new patch. Okay, back S2. Oh, big zap. Yo, big zap goes through wind wall tornado. So can we get that to not pass through Caitlyn's S2 super, please? Maybe. Can S2 super from Cait be stronger, for favor? Give Jinx more options to ability to use big zap. Okay. I think that's probably one of Jinx's best moves, straight up. I think maybe like damage scaling on it was probably like the next thing to like touch on it. I don't think that they will though. I think that'd be kind of crazy. I think she's already like, the thing about Jinx, like she seems like she can be really, really good and really, really bad. But like that's if you let the stuff get to you. I still have trouble with this character. But that's mostly because screen locking. But regardless, this is fine. That actually helps her fight Yasuo way, way, way more. Oh man, if this is a thing, I can imagine what's coming in. Yasuo will last. Alright, cool. BMO. We're still clearing up a few bugs for Teemo, but no adjustments this patch. Alright, you good little fella. I ain't worried about you. Vi. Baby girl. My first League of Legends champion that I learned how to play the game for real with. Vi's making impact in the meta, but there are some leftover pain points with her S1 and mid-air S1 suite, so we're adjusting the hit and hurt boxes on S1 to make it easier to interact with. And mid-air S1 is no longer an overhead. That's fair. Nerfs. HP from 1,975. I ain't gonna hold you. That one makes sense. She's practically a speedster. You know? She's practically a speedster. So this nerf, it makes sense. But at that point, I don't think anyone has 1,000 HP in the game anymore. Probably just Warwick. Danielle is now 7 frame startup. Fair. She had 2 6-framers. That's fine. It's a very abusable move, but like it being 1 frame slower is not a big deal. That's fair. S1 hitbox. Yeah. These again, we're reducing the scrubby stuff. And then the HP nerf is definitely stop scrubbing out. This just screams stop scrubbing out. 100%. 100% stop scrubbing out. Stop mashing S1 alone. Start being a bit smarter about it. If you're gonna risk reward, now you're gonna pay for it by having 25 less HP. This is fine. This is okay. I don't even need to read anything else. Maybe that's right. S1 is too difficult to counter poke. Once Vi started traveling forward, you can now hit it with more normals. Yeah. It felt like Bison Cycle Crusher, but you can't fuck with it. So this is okay. This is all okay. Nothing here, just, again, stop scrubbing out. And Air S1 not being overhead, I didn't know why this was overhead to begin with, but I guess they felt like maybe with the way her air buttons work, maybe she needed one extra way to be able to still hit you overhead. It's fine. So that's okay. Vi's still a monster. Just stop scrubbing out. So it's fine. We're weak. Warwick's S1 is doing too many things well. You don't say. We're reducing its effectiveness as an anti-air, a mid-crush, and a mix-up tool. All in one button. We're also making it easier to punish some of his air specials. Nerfs S1. Startup has been increased from 24 to 25 frames. 1 frame more reactable. Cool. Alright. And animation has been updated. Overall height has been decreased. Cool. So it doesn't just jump over jabs now when I call it out. I don't always, if I try to jump it, I don't get this is good. If I jump it, I don't get trolled. If I press on it, I can hit you. Okay, cool. And I don't have to just rely on down Hing you because cool, it's reactable. Fair. Warwick no longer avoids standing normals as easily by hovering over them while performing this move. About to get jabbed. Piss off, fella. That doesn't mean the move's effectiveness is bad. It just means now, like, if you challenge it with less than a down H, it's doable. Fair. Thank you. Blocks on airborne opponents has been increased from 24 frames to 26 frames. So he went from +4 to +6. Fine. Fine. Whatever. Give him the ability to, like, if he catches you jumping and you jump late, especially, this is probably at top height. Fine, whatever. Compensation. Hitboxes have been adjusted. Cool. Custom hurt boxes have been adjusted to better match new hitboxes. S1 is a core part of Warwick's kit, but it was overloaded. By making these adjustments, we're opening up room to more power around other parts of Warwick's kit. Yeah. Again, I don't know, but like, just, he's a very easy champion to play and not use your brain half the time and just throw out overhead because it's hard to freaking react to. Bloodlust now expires more quickly. All right, cool. I don't feel bad about Ekko no more. Not that I did in the first place. I was just curious, but this is fair. Increase hurtbox size of wall cling. It's probably because Warwick has so many teammates now, probably even with the colleague, who knows, who'll help him get Bloodlust pretty quick. Like, people are learning how to, like, get him into Bloodlust so much faster. So that's fair with how fast he can get into it. Increase hurtbox size of wall cling down S1 into L. Cool. Grounded S1 super grounded recovery has been increased by 9 frames. It was -9 and now -18 on block. It's a good day today. I'm pressing the heaviest button, starting with a heavy button started. I'm about to destroy this dude's life bar, dog. Yes, we take those. This was I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna just say it with a straight. This was incredibly fucking scrubby. This move already punished jabs, and you mean to tell me it's -9? If I'm just like, vast majority of buttons in the game that are important are like 10. Like, there's hardly any 9 frame normals. Most of, like, anything that's close to that is like a jab at like 7 frames or 6 frames. I don't think there's a single, I don't think there's, if there are, there's not many medium buttons that are 9 frames. So, like, some of these changes for the negative frames, good. I think the vast majority of, like, normals that are mediums are 10 frames. I think those are, like, the fastest. I could be wrong. There might be someone with 1 9-frame normal. That's medium, but still. This is fine. Down S1L, hitbox size has been decreased and hurtbox has been increased. Good. That means you can easily contest it with a down H. Better. We're making down S1 easier to contest in neutral. Good. So if he keeps the plus frames, fine, but at least you can actually react and down H him in time. That's fair. Mid-air S2 medium height increase. What's air S2 again? The little bloody roar looking move. Will spin. Warwick can no longer perform mid-air S2 immediately after jumping to overhead standing opponents. Warwick will need to jump in to get this mix-up option. That's fine. Allowing best character since launch. We'll talk about it later. Not important right now. Warwick can no longer combo forward throw into forward S2 mid screen. Yeah, it's like that's a tough link you can do, but it's doable. Good. Throw launch distance has been increased. That's fine. I mean, he's still throwing you to, like, this isn't really a nerf because he's throwing you further towards the corner, which still allows him to set up. That's nothing to scoff at. Missing a forward throw into forward S2 in the mid screen, I mean, this is still a pretty hard link, even though you could do it. People didn't really go for it, so them just taking it away is like, all right, we're not gonna let you guys get used to that shit anyway. But this is like for the hardcore Warwick mains to like do this shit in the first place, you know. Bug fixes. Fix an issue where activating S1 as an opponent was KOs, delaying the incoming champion and cause the next move to be unblockable. Whoa. That's interesting. No more 4,000 frame unreactable overhead. Fix an issue where Warwick would take chip damage while in Fury. That's funny. Fix an issue where performing air throw at certain times would occasionally break the camera of certain ultimate acts. I've seen this happen before. Good. Alright. Yasuo. The final man. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. The moment of truth. Alright, Hasagi, let's talk about it. Yasuo continues to overperform. We're going to be adjusting 3 major pain points around the champion that will bring down his overall power level and build a healthier strength weakness profile. Alright, we're reducing the duration of Wind Wall and Wind Wall S2. Okay, so that Wind Wall and Tornado, increasing the cooldown. This in combination with the freestyle bug fix means Yasuo can no longer endlessly stall a match. Good. Good. Comstance S2 is too difficult to counterplay. Really? We made minor adjustments to startup and height to help counterplay, as well as nerfing his aerial normals. Okay. Mid-air down H being an overhead is hard to counterplay at all but the highest levels. Yeah, true. We're removing its overhead properties to allow Yasuo to be focused on cross-ups. He's a cross-up only character now. Yes. Yes. What? I'll drink to that. Nerf's wind wall cooldown between consecutive wind walls has been increased. Cool. Wind wall duration has been reduced from 3 to 2 seconds. Fair. Wind wall S2 duration from 1.6 to 1.4. Fair. Wind wall stall letting. Wind wall S2 led to stalling play patterns, so we're reducing the overall duration of the sequence. This is because of the twins. This nerf is because of the twins specifically. If you watch them play, when they're losing or they have a lead, they do that a shit ton. This is almost, I don't want to say it's their fault, but they do that a lot. So this is actually okay. That's a very strong strat to like sit there and just hide behind as Yasuo. So this is actually fair. And Big Zap can now pass through Whirlwind. Good. She has better counterplay to fight him now. Wind Wall S2 hitbox height has been reduced. You don't no longer have to super jump it probably. Hitbox size now matches Wind Wall and the projectile will be easier to jump over. Fair. Man, all these changes just scream fair. Mid-air jump L and mid-air H hitbox sizes have been decreased. Thank you. Even though I like Yasuo myself, jump H is kind of a... People just jumped around and hit H regardless, like without thinking. They didn't care if you got hit or not. I mean, they were looking to hit you, right? But like, they just throw this shit out. Because it's a faster button than jump M. You know? So like, this is fair. We're repositioning Yasuo as a champion that has very strong crosses, but a weaker high-low game. As part of this, we're removing the overhead portion of this move. Yeah. So they made J2H now cancelable on block again, which is fine. This is still parryable. It's just another mix-up for him, because I don't think that they're making Air S1 like faster. But reduced hitbox size of charged Air S1, so dive. Oh, that's so good. Charge mid-air charge S1 will still combo opponents, but it won't hit opponents in neutral quite as easily. Yeah, man, this move sometimes just felt like, damn, you deserve that, and then you get a full ass combo off that shit. So that's, I think this is okay. Like, he still gets the cross up potential, but like if you're asleep at the wheel and he crosses you up, that's your fault. So this feels more like, again, this is more of those things like Chip. We adjusted these things to make sure that like you couldn't just get high-low cross-up. Like, he has way too much. So like they let him cancel it again. So I mean, that's fine. And the adjustment on the hitbox is good, because that move was definitely hitting freaking Timbuktu. All right. Calm stance S2 startup has been increased from 13 to 15 frames. Okay, fair. So his command, that's his command hop. Travel height has been reduced, but now moves farther forward. Made it so like it'll be easier to 2H if you react. Fair. We slowed down the stance S2 by 2 frames, but lowered the height. This leads to approximately the same timing when mid-air L connects on a blocking opponent. These changes are very meticulous. Yo, big ups to the balancing team. Okay, they're really about making sure the game is a healthy environment for people. Yeah, because like he could do that and like blah 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 S2 stance, S1 stance, hop H, and it could potentially be out of range of your 2H. So then making it go forward a little bit further makes it so 2H should connect more consistently if you react to it. Again, nerfing some of the scrubby stuff because he could still do stance, backstep, and stance S2 and still get some of the similar results, most likely to bait your 2H. So that's fine. I think this is actually okay. All this still screams like he's still good. Just, again, no scrubbing out. Nerfs to block stance. Calm stance H, block stance has been reduced by 2. Oh, if you calm stance H, you can now jump over another calm stance H. Let's see here. S1 pushes the opponent. S1 pushes the opponent further on hit and block. I'm not sure what that means. Calm stance H and then S1. I guess maybe they mean going back into stance? Question? Alright, whatever. On hit, Yasuo can still get the same conversions as farther distances. Have to work hard to convert. Fair. Increasing S1's pushback on block prevents assists from making contact as easily. Increasing S1's pushback on block prevents assists from making contact as easily, and the pushback makes calm stance canceling off this move less oppressive. Yeah, because your barrier to entry is MHS1 stance. So like this sequence now just has better counterplay. So if you push block him now, it's going to be more substantial, most likely, since the pushback off of the S1 is better. And now they made it so it's harder for him to use an assist to like hit you. So it probably means like if you're playing Yasuo Ekko, you do S1 and like, yeah. So basically his pressure from this is a little bit weaker. You would need to use another assist. So like it's further pushing him to use other assists that have better travel distances or maybe projectiles. So maybe his best partners are actually going to be zoners or a projectile assist or some kind of assist that has travel speed. So maybe Vi. He'll still be able to do it with Ekko, but he might not be able to get Chrono Strike as an assist. He might use Time Winder or other, like I said, or other assists. It just depends on how bad it is. And based on this, it's just like, all right, cool. When I push block him, it actually matters. That's really what this sounds like to me. So it's not like he still can't, like, if you do S1 stance, you can still dash forward at the opponent. You can still do stance dash and still get back in. So like, it's just, again, making you have to think a bit harder with them and not just kind of autopilot. I really thought that some of these changes were going to be really like aggressive, but reading them now, like these just make the game like not necessarily easier to play, but like the things that are really oppressive are like being calmed down. Yeah, he's not dead. He's just less brain dead. I don't think he was as brain dead as now, but I think the stalling portion was pretty silly. But now, like with these changes, like, okay, you gotta, like, basically, like, if you main him, you get rewarded. Which, again, I've always felt like this when I talk to the developers at Combo Breaker, at Frosty. Like, everything sounded to me in conversation that, like, without them saying it, but I'll say it in my own terms, it's just, we're just reducing the scrubby shit. Like, you'll still have some degree of ease of access or ease of play with certain things about the characters, like something that can get you into the character and like be able to play, but removing, most likely, like at least in my head, like removing the things that just make the game feel a little too oppressive or hard to deal with, right? So this is fine. And then charge forward S1 now pushes the opponents less on block, easier to punish. Cool, that's fine. So now you don't have to just rely on parrying it. Like if you block it, now you can punish him a bit easier. So let's say it's enough to just press a medium, that's fair. Or even a jab, that's fair. Let's see, yes, forward assist block stun has been reduced by 3. Fair. More counterplay. Let's see, M now pushes opponents the same direction regardless of where it hits. Okay, cool. Face interaction between Yasuo's S2 and Jinx Flame Chompers. Fine. Cool. Decent patch. If this is all that was done to the game, I'd imagine Akali's gonna come with way more sick shit. Or even more adjustments for some of the cast members to make it more in line. Nothing so far screams the game is dead or insert character is dead. Use your brain. Let's see here. All champions are now unlocked and cool. Don't really care about most of that. And the rest of the bug fixes, I'm more in line with the character things. So I'm gonna skip those things, but the bundles that are coming back, these are good. Yeah. I think this is pretty decent. I don't think this patch is for tomorrow is bad. Nothing really screams like you can't play. Everything just seems like, all right, I have more. They're opening up more counterplay and allowing you to like be able to deal with more stuff. Like the stuff that was oppressive before, now will have, you can have more breathing room and you won't feel as stifled. So like, yeah, it's nothing too crazy. It's more like, hey, we're just evening out the playing field. I think most people were afraid that they were gonna like completely gut these characters, and you'd argue. I'm pretty sure there's someone dooming already. Oh man, they nerfed Ekko's fucking okay, man. You get Ekko's dead now. Yeah. And then the people who actually play him for real, learn how to like use his Oki better or use the install better or find more ways to utilize the install, and then he just goes back to what he was. I think my only trepidation with him is just one less rewind. I wonder what that looks like. That's really all I'm thinking. So I don't know. It's cool. We'll just have to see like what that looks like. But so far so good. So far so good. I think this is fine. The competitive landscape for the game is going to look vastly different. What's interesting, what's very interesting to me is now I wonder where everyone's going to run to. Now that like you have to, you know, in the next 24 hours, you have to use your brain while playing Ekko and utilizing his stuff. So now I really wonder where those people who were like maybe abusing him or even Yasuo for that matter, I wonder where they're going to go now. Is it time to run Divide? Because like it's gonna get to a point where it's like you can't hide behind your character choices anymore, bro. You have to learn, like at some point you have to learn how to play the game properly. Like, at some point you have to learn how to play 2xKO. You hiding behind the character choice is gonna be less and less of a thing as this game goes on. So like whatever character you're gonna try to exploit is gonna get cooked at some point too. And when I say cooked, clearly like this, right? Clearly like what's happening here is they're just slowly like showing. This shows me that they care about the competitive landscape and they truly care about like all levels of play. So like if you're gonna be in that like position to where you're gonna try to hide behind another character choice, it's just gonna be a matter of time before they level out the playing field and you're gonna have to play. You're gonna have to learn how to outplay. And if this is the route they're gonna take with the game, I've been saying this already. I'm here full time. If the goal is to keep making the game as skillful as possible, I'm here full time. I ain't going nowhere. That's all I ever care about when it comes to a fighting game. Like how much of the game becomes more skill based. You know what I mean? I'm not saying all fighting games don't have a degree of skill based play, right? But like the fact that they're actively taking an approach to oppressive things and allowing even the weaker players of the game to be able to have more of a fighting chance, that's a good thing. And that doesn't mean that like, oh, the weaker players are going to be able to be top players now because there's more pushback on Yasuo S1. No, it just means you won't be able to just oppress them so freely. And if they do find a way to like counterplay and like beat you or put you in a position where you got to think now, hey man, that's actually a good thing because it gives them all a fighting chance. It doesn't mean that like there's no skill involved in that. They still have to think about when to use their push block and retreating guards and stuff like that. So like think about it. Having more pushback on things means now they can retreating guard and be confident in using the retreating guard. Like a lot of this patch feels a lot like we're letting you have more counterplay, letting you use more defensive options, letting you get away from more situations that feel like you just can't do anything about. So Obviously, if you're in the corner, you know, that pushback change won't be nearly as prevalent. But at the very least, in the neutral game or in the mid screen, there can be room to get away. And to be honest with you, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. So yeah, be here. I ain't gonna make this too long here, but we'll talk more about meta